My name is Jeff Foley. I grew up in Sekindi, so in the Western region, and I left for the UK in the 80s with my parents. In 2007, I was working as a banker, specifically as a stock trader. And one of the companies I used to trade was actually Tullow Oil. I discovered that they had made a major discovery in Ghana, which was the Jubilee field. And so this stimulated my curiosity and my interest in moving back to Ghana to become part of that story.
With Tullow in 2009, there was a company called Technip, and Technip was in charge of subsea work for the Jubilee field. Jubilee was the first field that Tullow discovered oil in. Technip had decided to build subsea jumpers in Ghana for the first time, so they needed cranes. And we approached Technip and said, we could provide you a 400-ton crawler to support in this aspect. Technip had their doubts, and we said yes, we'll prove it, because nobody had a 400-ton crawler crane in Ghana at the time. The good thing about it was that GMPC had meetings with Tullow and said, this is a local company. Sit with them, help them work, develop this together with Technip. Let's see what we can do to build up this local company and the capacity, because they have the capacity and they could be trained to do it. So we shipped in a 400-ton crawler crane in December of 2009 to start work in January of 2010.
In 2010, I eventually moved back to Ghana. So you see that from the time a discovery had been made in Ghana in commercial quantities, it took another 3 years before I could eventually move back. But interestingly, that year was also the same year that production actually began in Ghana. I was trading on the Ghana Stock Exchange and helping local companies to make investment decisions, as well as local institutions. What became very interesting is that Tullow wanted to do a cross list from the London Stock Exchange to the Ghana Stock Exchange. Myself and my colleagues at the time managed that entire process. We won that mandate. We managed that entire process successfully. It wasn't until 2014 when Cross Energy was eventually incorporated.
The relationship between Orsam and Tullow Ghana dates back to more than 10 years. Some of the services we provide are engineering, welding and fabrication, which spans through subsea, onshore, offshore. Throughout all those years, we are best well known for our in-country support for the well jumpers. We have fabricated well over 90 well jumpers that have all been successfully executed and delivered subsea. Many of them are still in operation right now. One of the greatest projects to date that we have done and that we can speak proudly of, which was done 100% in Ghana, is the Jubilee Southeast project, where we took upon a task and a challenge from Tullow and Technip to manufacture the first production manifold in Ghana, which weighed over 155 tons. Coupled with that, we did splitter manifolds, we did jumpers, we did suction piles, we also did goosenecks and other subsea structures.
Amaja Tubular Services is into pipe management services. What we do is that we sell pipes, we manage the pipes, and then we dispatch the pipes to the various clients. We have different types of pipes here. We have the casings, which are for drilling, and then we have the tubing, which are for the exploration. We purchase the pipes from the manufacturer, which is also a partner to this company. We store the pipes We maintain the pipes. We make sure that anytime the clients request for the pipes are in good conditions, are in the same condition as we purchase the pipe. So we service the pipe. We do frequent inspections on the pipes. We have engineers, we have technicians who work here as inspectors, as QA guys, checking the pipes and making sure that the pipes are in good condition.
Local content means giving back to our host country, Ghana. When you look at the impact that we can make, for example, starting within our company with the employees, I would say that about today, 75% of our employees are Ghanaians. We are working hard to increase that number to about 90% within the next 3 years. That means that we have to continue training, knowledge transfer, on-the-job learning, and be very deliberate about moving towards that target. About 10 years ago, there were fewer than 100 local suppliers in Ghana, and we've really worked hard to increase that number. And so today, there are more than triple that number, and we continue to do the work to make sure that many Ghanaian businesses are part of the oil and gas sector.
Fast forward towards the end of 2012, 2013, Tullow was working on the 10 field, which is the second field. We worked with Group 5 and some other companies to do the fabrication of suction piles for the 10 field. And with that, it wasn't only a 400-ton crane, it was a 400-ton crane, 600-ton crane, 120-ton crane, and a 90-ton crane, and some forklifts. So that also expanded our capacity in terms of crane and forklift areas, and that was as far back as 2013, 2014. With time, the LI 2204 and the new LI have also, and that actually helped us because it also made us look at doing things more locally, sourcing materials locally, building our capacity locally, because in the early days also, whenever we had a problem, technical problem, and we couldn't deal with it, we'd fly somebody in to deal with it. But that has changed now because we have people in Ghana who have built up competencies and can support in various ways.
So what we've done over the years is made sure that indigenous companies have a certain carve-out in terms of the types of contracts that they are able to do, and giving them the advantage, to be able to win those contracts.
The opportunity was given to local companies like ourselves through various forums that, as an example, Tullow have organized, and E&I has also organized, as well as Aker Energy previously, which enabled local companies to come and to engage and to have a better understanding of their upcoming plans. In addition to this, we've also had initiatives such as Supplier Day, where Tullow has engaged directly with local suppliers and provided some visibility of upcoming opportunities.
And also for suppliers, of course, access to capital is very important. So we work with many local banks to make sure that there's access to capital for the suppliers as well. You see that over time, just the volume and value of contracts that were awarded to foreign companies have decreased exponentially, so that now between the JV companies and the local indigenous companies, it's a greater percentage. Over 90% of our contracts go to the indigenous and JV firms.
Our operation here has to do with supply of tubular goods, maintenance of the tubular goods, and also rig ready, rig return operation. Close to 50% of our yard workers, operational workers, are all from the community that we are operating from, because a lot of the operation that we do has to do with lifting. So we would employ them from the locality, we enroll them into the training, and then they would become part of the work that we do. Local content, I believe I can also speak on the fact that our supplies for consumables are all gotten from the locality. Maintenance of the facility, we also would source the expertise from the locality.
In the beginning of our relationship, we were about 70 to 80% compliant with local content, and as it stands today, we are very close to 98%.
Cross Energy employs a diverse base of workers from different backgrounds. We have people who've come directly from university. We have people who are ex-policemen. We have people who are ex-security and cleaners. One thing we always say to our staff is, if you join us, you work hard, you are diligent, we are willing to reinvest in giving opportunities to such staff.
Primarily, I do the inspection work with my colleagues, and then I also assist the yard supervisor with his paperwork sometimes. I came through the local partner as a national service personnel. So after my service, I was offered a job as a yard technician, and I took it. They have held me through, and now I can say I'm also confident to work on the tools, the pipes, and all that.
Our goal is to continue to support Tullow throughout all its activities and future projects.
I believe we're definitely moving in the right direction in terms of growth.
Ghana is our host country, our partner, and when Ghana does well, we do well.